Hi, thank you for taking the online public speech class offered at Independence Community College. This is Public Speaking 6775. I am your instructor, Mr. Brad Henderson, and I will be guiding you through this wonderful journey over the next 8 weeks of online learning for Public Speaking 6775. I'm sure some of you have questions about how we're going to actually pull off an online public speaking class. Hopefully we'll get to that before the end of the video. But if you have any questions following this video, please feel free to contact me directly with the contact information provided in the syllabus. The syllabus is accessible on the left-hand side of the menu, and there's a link that should just say syllabus, and you can click on that and pull up what I'm going to be covering, and hopefully by the time we get through that you'll have a better understanding of how this class is going to take place. So please go ahead and pull up that syllabus now, and you can continue to watch the video in the background and listen to what I'm saying while you go over the syllabus. I have the syllabus here, so I'm just going to refer to that as you read along. My contact information is right there at the top of the syllabus. My email address is bhenderson@ndcc.edu. My phone number is 620-332-5487. And if you want to come by and see me during normal office hours, which are 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, you can find me in the administration building on the main campus at Independence Community College. My office is room 102. The textbook that we will be using for this course is called Public Speaking, the Evolving Art, and that's it right there. I'll leave that up there for you to see it for a bit. This is a textbook that is required for the course, so if you don't already have it, you will want to get it as soon as possible, please. There will be assigned readings from this course, and there will be quizzes taken from those chapters. More on that in a minute. This course is a basic speech course. You will be giving speeches. You will be giving speeches in one of two ways. You will either be coming to a designated place at a designated time to give your speeches in person to me, or you will arrange for your speeches to be given electronically via video with me at a predetermined time and date. So hopefully you understand now that just because this is online, you don't get out of giving speeches. You still have to give the speeches. So you'll be given the speeches, like I said, in one of two ways, either face-to-face with me at a designated location, which is what I highly recommend, or two, via video conferencing like Skype. All right, so how many speeches will you be giving? Well, that's a good question. There will be a total of 5 speeches that you'll be giving over the next 8 weeks. So things are going to move pretty quickly in this class. We have 8 weeks. Typically this course is taught over a 16-week period. But since we just have 8 weeks, we're going to do a lot of condensing, which means you'll have a lot of reading and a lot of lectures and a lot of presentations jam-packed into each and every week. So be prepared for that. I should say with that this is not going to be a course that you think will just be able to breeze through. You're going to have to do a lot of hard work, and if you're not ready to do that kind of work on your own at your own pace, then you need to possibly reconsider being in this course, because this is going to be a pretty rigorous and tough course. It's definitely not easier than the face-to-face sections that I have taught in the past. This course is just as tough, if not tougher, than the face-to-face speech courses that I've offered and taught previously. So we will be, let me go over the syllabus. We'll be giving speeches over the next 8 weeks, like I said, about 5 speeches. So if you'll pull up the syllabus, this is a basic oral communication course. We're going to talk about communication, we're going to talk about theory, we're going to talk about the art of giving a speech. We're going to talk about listening and organizing your thoughts and creating an outline to better help you give those speeches. And we're going to talk about delivery techniques, and we're going to study different techniques and different practices and what makes for a good public speech and what are some things you might want to avoid. And we're going to help you prepare for those speeches by covering a number of things, including presentations and preparing presentations for speeches. The idea is for the student to come out of this class with a fundamental understanding that gives them the ability to participate in public speeches. Let's be honest, speaking is probably the one thing you're going to do throughout the rest of your life and throughout the rest of your college studies. It doesn't matter what you're going to go into, what field you might be considering, or if you're transferring on and continuing on as a student, you're going to have to give presentations. This speech, or this course I should say, excuse me, is designed to help prepare you for that. So it's not just a preparation for life, it's a preparation for further courses, for your career, for everything that goes into your life in the future. I can't tell you how many times I've had to give speeches and presentations to other people. Even if you think about it, a job interview is just that, it's a speech. So it's you selling yourself. So at some point you are going to have to be prepared to deliver a speech in a public setting, and hopefully we can help you get there. Students are going to have a number of assignments in this course. There are going to be, as I mentioned earlier, 5 speeches. There are going to be a few random quizzes. There are going to be some research that you're going to have to do. There's going to be a project on how to outline properly for a speech. And then you're going to be using a number of skills like electronic presentation skills, PowerPoint skills, that kind of thing. So the other thing I want to point out is that it is required that you complete the speeches, that if you miss a speech, especially the 2 major ones, the persuasive and the informative speech, if you miss those, you cannot pass the course. If you miss those 2 speeches without giving them or making them up, you cannot pass the course. I can't pass anybody in a public speaking course if they refuse to speak. So kind of a prerequisite for passing is you have to give your speeches. There's no missed speeches. So if you can't give your speeches, if you whatever reason, you need to make sure that you give the speeches at the designated time and place. Otherwise, you automatically will not pass the class. Every student is expected to participate online and be ready to meet the work that's required of them. So if you have a problem such as no internet or slow internet, that may become a problem. You're more than welcome to use the college computer labs, the public labs on the main campus of ICC. And if you have any questions about that, there is IT support for that. If you'll scroll down to the calendar, just a quick overview. Like I said, it's an 8-week class. So we've got a lot of things jammed in here for the next 8 weeks. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about what is communication, and we're going to talk about listening, and we're going to get into the research paper that you're going to have to write. And then after that, we're going to get into a number of different things like outlining and writing a speech. Week 3, we're going to get into some visual aids. We talked about PowerPoint a little bit, and that's when we're going to start getting into the specifics of the types of speeches and the speeches that you'll be giving. And then week 4, we'll do some informative speeches and talk about what makes a good informative speech, and then week 5 is when you'll actually deliver those. And if you notice in week 5 and week 3 and week 8, during those times when you give speeches, I'm sorry, week 8 is the exception, but definitely during week 3 and week 5, you'll give your speeches, and there's also impromptu speeches. Those speeches are speeches that you give with little or no preparation whatsoever. It's just a topic that I'll give you and you'll be expected to speak on. So that's pretty much the calendar and what's coming up in the next 8 weeks. You can catch the rest of it there in the syllabus. The other thing I want to point out are the assignments, and we have assignments coming up, and that will bring me to the first assignment in the first week 1, which you will need to get to right after you watch this welcome. The first thing that we're going to be talking about there is the first contact assignment. So thank you for watching this video. Again, welcome to class. Please now head over to week 1 and begin working through all of the assignments under the week 1 section of this course. It's right below. Thank you.